Hi guys, I'm Valerie and I'm an astrologer and I'm back again to answer some of your questions. Now, this is 100% possible. I think it's just a matter of both of these people, the people in the relationship, realizing that one of them, Leo is the sun and the other, Cancer, is the moon. So it's really a matter of meeting each other halfway, learning how to compromise, knowing each other's love languages, because at the end of the day, you're dealing with a water sign and a fire sign. However, at the end of the day, I genuinely believe that both of these zodiac archetypes, what they desire most in this world is love, is affection. Cancer wants love and affection in a more emotional way as a water sign, as opposed to Leo, who wants it in a more physical and expressive way. So I think it's totally possible. It's just a matter of, meeting eye to eye and seeing, how they can make it work.
Of course, Gemini and Capricorn are a good match. However, as a general rule, air signs and earth signs don't really mix too well. However, you've got a whole entire birth chart that describes who you are, and you're so much more than just a Gemini or a Capricorn. And there are a lot of other placements that probably make you guys compatible.
Ooh, it's hot in here, and I'm not saying that to be sarcastic or cute. That is one of the steamiest relationships out there. We're talking about two water signs. Scorpio wants someone to dig deep and discover them, and they're so, their water is fixed, so it's very hard for them to really budge or to let anyone in. And Cancer wants to nurture. Cancer wants to swim through the depths of Scorpio. So we're dealing with a super, super steamy combo. I think the only challenge here is Scorpio can be really, really fixed in their ways, in the sense that they will keep everything to themselves until they feel completely and 100% secure. And Cancer will do the same. So I think that there may be a little back and forth with, who's gonna put their guard down first. But when all is said and done, this is a home run relationship, however you want to look at it.
No, they aren't. However, there is a reason they have this nasty reputation for being two-faced. They can see all sides of a story, and they can understand every perspective. They're the quintessential devil's advocate. And I think that kind of scares people sometimes. In a world where we are expected to have a definitive opinion on something, Gemini can change their mind because they understand that every situation is nuanced and there's a whole spectrum of possibilities. So Geminis aren't two-faced. They're really just open-minded.
Okay, Pisces. Taurus loves to be loved, but in a physical way. So how can you love a Taurus and win their love back? Not to be materialistic, but that is the way to their heart. Something that is, delicious or beautiful or smells, divine. They want to indulge in their five senses. But more than anything, Pisces, you can't be so wishy-washy with Taurus. Taurus wants the real deal. Taurus wants you to be there for them. Taurus wants consistency, someone they can depend on. And you're just floating in the universal realm. So it's really important that you decide whether or not you want to commit, because that's what Taurus wants.
You poor sweet Pisces. No, we're not unlucky in love. No zodiac sign is unlucky in love. Actually, you are one of the most romantic and dreamy and empathetic zodiac signs of all. I'd say your biggest problem in love is that you have a tendency to fall in love with someone a little too quickly, and you have the tendency to romanticize the person that you're crushing on. So my advice to you would be to just really take your time getting to know someone before you decide that they're the person of your dreams.
So how is Libra insecure, and how can we work on that, Libra? So Libra is an eloquent, charming air sign, but beyond that, they are children of Venus. So what happens with this? Libra is a relator, a communicator. Libra wants everybody to be happy, and they always want to keep the peace, right? So they are just like their planetary ruler, Venus. The symbol of Venus is a glyph, which is actually Aphrodite's hand mirror. Libra is a walking mirror. It's very easy for them to get lost in the process and lose themselves. And I think it's a matter of them really finding that happy medium where they could always stay centered while being there for others.
Heck yes, it does. In some ways, moon sign compatibility is even more important than sun sign compatibility or Venus sign compatibility or any compatibility, because in astrology, our moon sign is like our truest, most intrinsic self. It rules over our subconscious, our emotions, the side of us that not many people get to see. So if your moon sign is compatible with someone else's moon sign, but your sun signs aren't, that still means you're pretty damn compatible.
There's a lot happening with your career. You have Jupiter in your career sector, but Jupiter in Capricorn doesn't play. So he's challenging you to level up, and he's making you really get to work in terms of your soul aspirations, your goals, your contribution in the world, what it is that you want to accomplish in terms of career and your professional life, right? So that's a big one. Venus is going to retrograde in your area of communication, siblings, and immediate environment now in May, and it's going to be in Gemini until July. This is going to be a lot of revisiting for you in terms of the way that you communicate and perhaps your relationship with your siblings too. Everything related to learning and obtaining skills versus how you could use those skills in the real world.
Gemini and Virgo. Now this is a perfect example of how compatibility is so nuanced and it can mean so many different things in astrology. The answer is rarely either black or white. So Gemini and Virgo are both mutable signs, and if you are both mutable signs, typically that means you form a square in astrology, and when two zodiac signs form a square, that's a difficult aspect. However, Gemini and Virgo do have something in common, and it's that they are both ruled by Mercury, planet of communication, cognitive function, logic, and jokes, of course. So Gemini and Virgo definitely have something special between them. Scorpio, if you're experiencing heartbreak, you are experiencing it so deeply. And that's not your fault. You are an incredibly loving, passionate, and emotional zodiac sign. And when you decide you love someone, you love them with your whole heart. And that's what makes it difficult for you to get over heartbreak, because you don't really want to. You want to be with that person. But therein lies your power. When you decide something, you make it happen. So when you're truly ready and when you've truly decided that you want to move past this heartbreak, you will. You're the zodiac sign of transformation. So just give yourself time. Cancer, I feel you. I'm a fellow Cancer myself, and it is both a blessing and a curse to feel everything so deeply. Whoever wrote that for Cancers. Cancers are ruled by the moon. We are ruled by the moon. So we are constantly receiving and absorbing the energies, the emotional energies that are all around us. When they say that Cancer is the mother and that Cancer has everything to do with the home and family, it's because they are capable, emotionally capable of loving, of protecting, of nurturing their loved ones. So what happens with that? It comes with a price. You feel things to another level. You feel things a lot deeper than a lot of people. The moon has everything to do with your shadow self and your emotional world. The moon changes every 2 days, and so do we. I am so sorry to break this to you, but you are not a cusp baby. They just don't exist. The sun can only be in one zodiac sign at a time, between the degrees of 0 to 29. And someone at some point made up the idea of a cusp. I don't know who, but I would like to have a talk with them because it's not real. You are only one zodiac sign. So if you were born on June 21st, you were either a Gemini or a Cancer. And if you really want to find out, you need to get your birth time and look up your birth chart. It will tell you exactly which sign the sun was in when you were born.
I will tell you this has not been your typical Taurus season for many reasons. Obviously, the current events have definitely been shaking us all up. The world is definitely in a flux right now. But beyond that, having Uranus, the planet of rebellion, revolution, unexpected change in your sign. It's been in your sign for a while now, and it's been there long enough for you to feel a revolution in terms of your value system. Notice how we're all looking at normal in a completely different light now. The word normal is not the same as what it meant maybe a year ago. The same is happening for you. Now, your planetary ruler Venus is also going to station retrograde on the 13th of May in Gemini. Now, this is a really big deal because this is going to have you reevaluating your sense of self-worth, your finances, your spending habits, your unique possessions. What talents do you possess that you haven't necessarily tapped into yet? Those are the types of things you're going to be reevaluating during this time, Taurus.
While Virgo might not typically be thought of as the most romantic zodiac sign, I have such a soft spot for the Virgo lover. while they might not be the first sign to write you love letters or put the moves on you or, you know exactly how to charm you, they're the zodiac sign that will be memorizing every little thing about you. They will remember what your favorite color is. They'll remember what your favorite movie is. And I'd say if they had a love language, it would definitely be acts of service. They show their love by showing up for you and always having your back and doing whatever they possibly can to make your life easier. I mean, what's better than that? There are many reasons for this. A major one is that you haven't experienced your Saturn return yet. That occurs around ages 28 to 29, and that's when your birth chart really takes effect. That's when you really grow into your sun sign. Another reason is that you have so many other zodiac signs in your birth chart. In fact, you have every zodiac sign in your birth chart, but you have a moon sign, which says so much about who you are on the inside and your impulses. You have a rising sign that says so much about what your first impression of the world is and who you are to everyone that you meet. So you are a cosmic amalgam of so many things, and you are so much more than your sun sign. And chances are you're just getting to know your sun sign.